What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. I'm Andy the Middle-Aged Gamer and this is the 2024 PTS Zev EB 1911 gas blowback pistol review. Now, by now you guys will have seen the unboxing, so as you can see this is a pretty premium pistol. Retailing for $199.99. What is it? Let's do what they usually do. Let's go over it. So, a brief overview. PTS decided to go all in on doing their own pistols. They started with the 1911 and releasing their basically Glock pistol, which the Glock was split into two, a standard and a high-end elite version. This is just one of one. There is no other, how would you say, type on the market as of recording this video, and they're not going to need to because of what's actually in it. So, what did they do? Well, let's take a look. Now, the Ed Brown part of this is going to be the main frame and grips. So that is the Ed Brown design. They licensed it and they CNC aluminium the entire frame. This is not a light pistol, I will tell you that now. You definitely feel the quality there. So let's start with the magazine, shall we? So your magazines are there, brand new SAM mags for the 1911, okay? These are training and simulation use only, as they say, from PTS. They do have the PTS logo here on the back. The knocker valve right there is quite nice and powerful. You do have a very good, clean, how would you say, place on that. Even after 3,000 rounds gone through this now, you can see there's no indentation. The build quality of this has just been absolutely astounding. Your bumper is PTS designed, so you do have an enlarged bumper that protects your fill valve right there. It stops it from getting deformed if you accidentally drop the mag, and I've done that quite a bit. It does have PTS logo right there on the bottom. As you can see with these mags, they do stick out a little bit, so if your mag doesn't drop free, but it will, you can always grab your finger there and grab and pull. Now, these magazines will hold 24 rounds, will fire at least 50 shots before you need to, I would say, refill them with gas. They're very efficient from my own testing, especially in the summer. In the winter, you'll get one and a tiny bit of BBs, I would assume, on green gas. But here at summertime, as I'm recording this video, I've been able to get 2 full mags of this and a little bit. So that's really good. Now at the bottom, you do have a CNC magwell enhanced. It's a single piece, and that basically is nice and beveled, ready to accept any of your mags for fast reloads, which is absolutely awesome. You do have steel screws holding your G10 style grips on the side, which is awesome. And you do get the 1911 Butel. Now, Ed Brown pioneered this, which we see on all the 5.1 high cappers now, or the 2011s as you would call it. It was designed by Ed Brown. Ed Brown being a small, high-end custom manufacturer, and all their pistols have a lifetime warranty, by the way. So yes, as long as you live and you own that pistol, it's warranted. And it's 100% replace all. It's amazing, their warranty in the real steel world. In Airsoft, no, it's just licensed by them, but PTS have built it to that standard. Now this design, like I say, was them. They patented it, and everyone else has been copying it ever since. Now, of course, moving here, you do have your metal mag release, which is actually aluminium here, and it has a insert of steel to latch onto here. Now, you do get a full aluminium, say, trigger there, which is adjustable for the length of pull. Speaking of trigger, you can pull it up. There's 1 mil of take up to the wall, 1 millimeter to just past it. There you go. So yeah, you've got 3 millimeters of travel in total there. One. There you go. So yes. Let's have a look at the reset. It's 1, 2. So it's very much on par with a 5.1 high capper from Tokyo Marui of a 3 millimeter of travel, which is not bad. Now, of course, you can adjust that slightly more or less. If you want to take some of the creep out, you can do with the adjustment screw. That's entirely up to you. You do have aluminium, I would say, safety and slide stop, as you can hear here. It is quite nice. It will stay down. I have, on usage, I accidentally knocked it up with my, index finger, but that's just me in positioning. Again, You might vary, but that is just the way it is. They are slightly enlarged just to give you better, and it is ambidextrous, as you can see, for the safety. The slide is not, but it has been enlarged here and given a better grip. So if you're up there, you can easily drop it with your thumb, no problem. Or if you're doing a classical reload, you can mag in, thumb up, drop if you wish. Although I've seen so many people grab up, grab their optic and just basically slingshot the slide. Now that's great, but the texturing is really nice and the quality there is awesome. Of course, you do have your milled into the lower frame, unlike the Tokyo Marui that you have to screw it on, is the nice Picatinny rail. That is 1913. It is real steel spec. It's not crappy, so your optics will fit nicely. Okay, now going on up, we get to the slide. Now this is their Orion slide. So you get all the nice lightning cuts in there to lighten that slide down and make it more reliable. As you can see there, I just did it where my thumb accidentally lifted up the safety there. You do get your mock firing pin at the rear. It is mock. I'll talk about the sights in a moment. But the textures are nice. They're easy enough to grip, and it's so smooth that you can easily do that quite nice. Now, if we lock that back, you do get your full CNC'd aluminium barrel, which has the golf ball dimples in there. In the real steel, that's for cooling, giving it more surface area. It really does work. But obviously for airsoft, it just looks really cool. You do get your nice lightning cuts through there, which are quite nice. Now, at the muzzle, you do have a 14mm CCW insert that you will have to fit yourself, and it's really easy. It just screws in, and that's really good. You do have a rubber bushing there, which does stop it from backing itself out. So once it's on, it's on. You do get the 1911 bushing here, and that is awesome. Now, this does come cut for optics. So this does have the nice optics universal plate. Right now, this plate is set up for the RMR standard footprint, so your Trigicon. But of course, like I say, this being normal, you could probably swap that plate out and put whatever you want it to be. So that's nice. Now, as you can see at the front, I'm not sure if I can show it you properly on camera, but you do have your silver dots on your suppressor height sights. Now, these come fitted as standard. You do get a nice solid blade. I like that. With the problem with fiber optics is you will break them easily. As I said in the unboxing video, I have snapped so many of those. The EXA pistol got broke. I had to fit it myself and become proficient doing fiber optics myself. And I just prefer a nice solid blade. The silver inserts are just right. They do capture just whatever little light around, and they do actually work. And because they are, how would you say, suppressor height, you can if I can get that in there, without knocking my camera, but you can actually co-witness through the red dot. So that is absolutely phenomenal. You do get your skeletonized metal hammer, and yeah, we flip this around. You do get your markings and engravings. You got Ed Brown there on the top of the slide, and also right there at the side, Ed Brown Products. You get their little serial number in there. This is number 583, which is nice. And you do get the PTS logo right there. So this is absolutely awesome. And as you can see here, the cross pin that goes through your safety in that is flush. It's not a little round bump. So when you take this down, it just feels a lot more smoother and nicer and more professional, as you would say. So how about we do this? Let's take this out to the range. Let's see how she's shooting, shall we? This is the PTS Zev EB 1911 gas blowback pistol with 0.25 gram BBs and green gas. Okay, so that's 259.9 high, 248.4. On the low end, could always up the gas to a little bit more pokey, but that's not bad. Okay, so let's take this PTS Zev Ed Brown 1911 back to about 10 meters. Let's see how accurate she really is. and that would be bloody accurate. Okay, so let's see how the Texas Star and the Zev EB 1911 from PTS get along. Slow it down, come on. Not bad at all. Okay, so accuracy wise, this is bloody accurate. If we put that there, you're looking at 1.5 inches, no matter which way you look at it. That is absolutely phenomenal. The accuracy out the box, fantastic. And that's due to its internals it has. The FPS is on the low end. It's on the Japanese market end, but that's with two 5-gram BBs. Obviously, if you're going to run it with 0.2s, you're looking at a 30 FPS gain. So it's just closer to the 300 mark. It's perfect. Anything over 250 is a good pistol at the end of the day. They're going to call their hits. If they don't, and you're having to run it to the site legal limit of 350 with 0.2s, I promise you, you're doing something wrong. Or your site's doing something wrong, okay? It's usually one of the two. So, with what you've got here, this is really accurate. It's very good for what a pistol can do. And that's partly because of the way it recoils, the way it works, and the internals. So without further ado, let's take a look inside. Okay, so let's start with the frame. As you can see, the frame itself is full CNC frame, which is really nice. And you have the main operating rails that insert in here, but the entire outer here has been CNC'd, which is kind of good. It's held in the screw right there, just like most high cappers these days. And yeah, it's just absolutely phenomenal. So let's see what we've got, shall we? You have a steel firing pin reset, steel disconnector, steel hammer. So we can get that out. Yep, there's a, oh, there it goes, steel for the firing pin. So basically, all your important parts, your operating internals, are steel, which are really good and very reinforced. They're going to last you a long time. As you can see, this is greased up out the wazoo. Now, your bushing at the front is aluminium. That's your nice little bushing for it. Of course, you have your aluminium little guide rod cut here. You have aluminium for your slide stop, and you have a steel guide rod. It's a tiny little thing. It's such a baby little guide rod, but that's what commander length 1911s generally have in the traditional sense. So just FYI there. You do have steel springs, which are kind of cool. And like I say, you have a full metal CNC'd outer barrel. And as you can see, this thing is spring loaded and doesn't rattle as much, which doesn't affect the accuracy inside. And inside there, let's see if we can screw this off. But inside there is a 6.03 MEC, I would say, in a barrel, which is very nice and tight bore for this. You do see you have your purple MEC bucking there, which is great. This is a Marui style of, I would say, hop unit. It's fully compatible with their Marui V10 compact pistols. So if you've got any parts problems, you can always easily swap them out with Marui spec V10 spec parts. So that's really, really good. But yeah, this is full aluminium, not steel, which is kind of cool. Now, let's move up to the slide. The slide, like I say, is a full CNC slide, fully reinforced as it should be. And yeah, they don't need to worry about metal or steel on this. It's just all fully reinforced. You do get a lovely internal there. You got the mech piston head enhanced, and you do have that nice bearing roller right there. It's a ceramic bearing, which is quite nice, giving it that nice smooth pull. You can also see your unique, I would say, serial number for your slide there, which is kind of cool. It's just a lovely piece of kit. Now, while I put this all back together, why don't you watch it firing again, and then we can get back and discuss. Okay, so if you've gotten this far in the video and you're not subscribed, then hit that subscribe button. While you're there, hit that notification bell, hit that like button so you stay notified whenever I upload a video, and you really help out with the YouTube algorithm. If you want to go one step further, you can always donate to the channel through the YouTube thanks, and a huge thank you for those that do, and it's no bad feelings if you don't. It's perfectly fine. But it really does go a long way to help put bigger and better guns on the table. Now, what do I think about this PTS Zev Ed Brown 1911? It's phenomenal. Is it the hardest, I would say, hitting out there? No. Does it have to be? No. If you're using this how you should be, with the optic and everything ready to go, you're going to be hitting them bang on wherever you point that red dot, and you know that you've got a very tight grouping. It's well performing, and so anything above 250 FPS with a pistol out the box is perfectly fine and adequate with 0.25 gram BBs. It's going to hurt them. And as I said before, if they're still not calling their hits, there's two things wrong. Either you're not actually doing it right, which I highly doubt, or your site is not regulating the players properly and marshalling it, and therefore you need to speak to them. That's their job. It's what they're there and paid to do, to make sure he does. So you guys know that. And of course, with the threaded front, you can easily put a tracer unit on there if you wish, and you'll know for sure if you're hitting them. So yes, I do think this is phenomenal. The build quality is second to none. This is as good as it gets for high-end out the box. And I can only praise that. I can't find any fault to it. You know, it's really, really good. Of course, like I say, you do have parts compatibility, you do have all that, and you get what you pay for. So at 200 quid, it's on the pokey side of the how would you say, price value there, but you're getting CNC, you're getting steel parts, you're getting high-end performance, I would say, internals, which are gonna basically put you atop of the game, and it's a 1911. How many 1911s do you see nowadays being shot? You see 2011s, which are not the same, and you see a lot of them, but the 1911s, you don't see as much. So taking one of these kind of puts you in with a cool factor, and I do like that. So this is great for me. I'm really, really happy with it, and I can't wait to take this back out and shoot it again at the next game day. So, as always, I've been a middle-aged gamer. You guys have been amazing. Let me know in the comments down below what you think and what other guns you want to see, and I will see you in the next one.